this is Chris the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? So before I get to this fight, man, I did a prediction video on this fight a few weeks ago. And my prediction was pretty much I couldn't make one. I thought it was too much of a 50-50 fight. And pretty much everything I said in that prediction video pretty much happened in this fight. Christian Hammer goes ahead and he gets the TKO victory in the 7th round. Ref jumps in and stopped the fight. Price did get a knockdown, a uppercut, landed on Hammer, and he knocked him down. I believe it was the 5th round. I think it was the 5th round he got the knockdown. 4th or 5th. I think it was the 5th round. But anyways, and he landed that uppercut when he was getting beaten up in that round, Price. Hammer had him against the ropes, pressuring him. And, you know, it was an exchange. And, you know, Price threw a little flurry, landed the uppercut, knocked him down, and Hammer got up. It was an exciting fight. I thought it was a good fight, man. The first round, I gave that round to Price. He came out using his jab. And like I said in my prediction video, I thought that David Price should take a page out of Marius Wack and Tyson Fury's book on how to fight Christian Hammer, and that's control the distance. You got to, you have to draw a line in the sand, and that line is going to be the cutoff point of where your jab is at. Don't let him pass that line. If he does get inside, you have to wrap him up. You have to wrap him up. Not fight with him on the inside, but wrap him completely up, walk him back, let the ref break you. It just seems like Hammer was a little bit stronger than Price thought. You know, they've had their experience before when they were amateurs. David Price beat him, then he was able to advance to the Olympics. So they fought each other, but that was years ago, man. Like years ago, 2008, 2007, it was years ago. So these guys are two different fighters right now in their careers. But, you know, Price, man, he came in this fight, I think he weighed like 275 or something like that, 275 pounds. His last 2 fights, he's been well above 270. Now, he is somebody that's used to fight between 245 and 250. But even in those fights, you know, the fight against Thompson, I think he weighed like 250 or 248 or something like that in that fight with Thompson. He gassed in that fight. You know, I just think that Price is going to have stamina issues, no matter if he weighs 280 pounds or 240 pounds. I just think he's the type of fighter to just have stamina issues. There's a lot of fighters, even in different weight classes, they just have trouble with stamina. They may have great power, may have a great jab, may have great foot movement and fast hands, and they may have a good chin, but some guys just, their stamina just, they get tired quick. And he's just one of those guys, man. He's just one of those guys that gets tired really fast in fights. And when he gets tired, he just goes against the ropes and just shells up and lets you get your punches off. Then he tries to, you know, catch a breather like that. I think big guys like that should catch a breather by using their jab. Rest using your jab. George Foreman said it best. I remember listening to George Foreman do HBO commentary in the 90s, and he would always say that. Rest with your jab. Do not rest by putting a high guard up and letting guys tee off on you. But yeah, man, Hammer was able to break through that line in the sand. He was able to get on the inside of the jab. That got him knocked down, though. That's how he got knocked down. He was, throwing the flurry with Price, and he got caught. But that was his only chance of winning. He's not going to stand on the outside and try to outbox him and, you know, get clipped. And I also thought that if Price couldn't hurt him or make him uncomfortable or get his attention, I thought Hammer would walk through him. And that's what Hammer did. But it was an entertaining fight, man. Christian Hammer now, you know, his last 3 wins have been pretty impressive. He beat Erkin Tepper, took his O away from him. Even the Sprott knockout, it wasn't, you know, I know Sprott is past his best, but it was just the way it happened. I thought that was one of the more impressive knockout victories of last year. I had that in my top 10 KOs of the year. So we got that victory, and now we beat Price. You know, you look at the WBO rankings, and this fight was also for a WBO European title. So you look at the WBO rankings, number 10 is Ugano. Hey, that'd be an interesting fight, man. If Parker would, you know, if he goes ahead and beats Hughie Fury and he has a voluntary defense and it's against Ugano, I think that'd be an interesting fight. Being that those guys were both training, stablemates with Kevin Berry. Andre Fedosov's number 9, Edmund Gerber's number 8, Christian Hammer was at number 6, David Price was at number 5. All right. Then you got Andy Ruiz Jr. at number 4. Jarrell Big Baby Miller at number 3. Huey Fury, who's going to fight the WBO champion, Joseph Parker. He's at number 2. And then number 1, you have David Haye. So, the winner of Fury and Parker, I think if one of those guys, whoever wins that fight, if they want a voluntary defense, I think Christian Hammer would be a good choice, man. Because, his last 3 victories are all good wins. Or at least, especially the last 2. Sprott, it was just more impressive, the knockout. But his last 2 victories in particular, Tepper and Price, I think that's good enough to earn you a voluntary defense. So I think he deserves it out of the guys I'm looking at from this rated number 5 down. I think he deserves it the most. You know what I mean? But if that doesn't happen, and let's say, I hear Parker, if he wins this fight, he wants to unify with Deontay Wilder. So if that doesn't happen and Hammer is left to just continue to fight and defend his WBO European title, I would love to see, now Ngannou has a good fight coming up with Dominic Brazil. So we have to see how that goes. But if he was to defend that title against Edmund Gerber or Andre Fedosov or Israel Ngannou, Pulev's at number 7, but I think he's just going to take that IBF mandatory route and just, get his title shot like that. But Andrew Ruiz Jr. will be another good fight. I know Ruiz Jr. is rated by a few different sanctioning bodies, so we have to see what he wants to do. Jarrell Miller's at number 3. So Christian Hammer, man, is great for a voluntary defense because he earned it. And he's been around for a while. He's taken his lumps. But he did a good job in this fight, man. Even the fights with Marius Wack and Fury, he came to fight in those fights. The Wack fight, he got knocked out cold. Wack was just too strong for him on that night, but he came to fight. Christian Hammer comes to fight, man. Even the Fury loss, he retired in his corner. He just didn't want no more. Fury was just too much to deal with, man. But initially he did come to fight. That's one thing you do got to give to Christian Hammer. And this fight, if I'm not mistaken, was pretty much made pretty quickly because I did the prediction video like 3 weeks ago. And I think right before I did the prediction video, it was announced like 2 or 3 days before that, I believe. So this fight was put together pretty quickly, man. So Christian Hammer, he came in, I believe it was his career high, 264 pounds. But even in the win over Erkin Tepper, he weighed 259. So it's not like, he came in at 280 pounds or something like that. But yeah, Price, man, with him, and I always thought there was something that he wasn't going to go too far with this added weight, coming in close to 280. Literally the dude is coming in fights. He's 25 pounds heavier than he was when he was weighing around the 250 mark, 245 mark. So he's weighing 25 to 30 pounds heavier than he was back then. So I just to see how this was going to help him. Although he is, was he 6'8", 6'9", he can carry it, but I just to see how it was going to help him. And David Colwell was giving him good information in the corner, but he wanted Price to use his jab and tie up. He was giving him good instructions, man. He was. I thought Caldwell was a little bit off, though, when he kept telling Price that Hammer was going to tire before him. I just didn't see that. Now, maybe he was saying that to his guy because it's his fighter, so you want to keep your fighter confident in the corner. But I didn't agree with that one because I'm thinking to myself, like, man, this dude is literally fighting 20 to 30 pounds heavier than he should be. Or that he has been in the past. So he should be the one getting tired first. If anything, Hammer just came in 5 pounds higher than his career high. Versus Price, who was literally fighting, 25 pounds over what he used to fight at. So I thought Price was going to get tired first. But again, that's his, his trainer, but yeah, man, I think Price days of trying to compete at the top level or just, at that fringe contender level or trying to break through to get a title shot level, I think those days are done. Just based on the stamina issues. I know Erkin Tepper, had, drugs in him and all that, but he hit him with a one-punch knockout. So it's almost like Price can get beat in different ways, whether you can crack him on the chin immediately, one-punch style, or you can drag him past round 5 and his stamina's going to fall apart, especially if you can take his punches and just stay away from him or at least just push him into those later rounds and then put pressure on him and throw punches because he's going to put the high guard up and let you get off, So I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you think about this. I think Christian Hammer, at the very least, deserves some type of voluntary title shot. If that comes about, I think he deserves it. But if they want to throw him in there in a title eliminator fight, I think he'll make for a good eliminator fight, especially somebody that's around his size and dimensions. Not the towering guys that are 6'8", 6'9", but the guys that are around 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". I think those would be a very entertaining fight because Hammer likes to come forward, and if you're not the type of dude that likes to use your jab and keep your opponents at bay, he can make for an entertaining, exciting fight because he wants to fight on the mid range and he wants to throw overhand rights and overhand lefts. You know what I mean? But you guys let me know what you think in the comments section. I'm out.